Oh, what do we got here? Let's get in here on the workbench and take a look and see. It's gonna be a good day. Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, got a package to open up here, an update on a program I've got going. There's so much going on in the shop today. I appreciate you taking time to be here. Well, let's take a look and see what we've got. It's pretty light. As normal, I've got a little bit of an idea of what's going to be in here. Oh yeah. Tunnel to Towers Foundation hat. All right. Alan, I got to take this hat off for a while. I've got a new hat to wear. To get that thing tightened up a bit. Sorry, I hope the glare off my forehead's not too much for y'all. I think it looks pretty good. American flag on this side, T2T there, and Tunnel Towers Foundation. So I think the hat looks pretty good. We'll get this into my rotation of hats. I've got a few that I wear. You've probably noticed by now I usually wear hats to try to cut down on the glare off my forehead for you folks. So let me go over here on the workbench. I've got just a few belts I've got going on and a little discussion, and we'll get down the road here. Well, I'll show you here. There's the belt that I'm working on today. That's Phoebe's blue with a black antique in here. And it's a belt with a taper. I don't do a tapered belt all that often. I probably should have recorded doing this one. I have another tapered belt that I need to get made, so I'll do a more in-depth video on that. I've got some clips. I'll put those in there. Well, I'll put them in right now of creating this pattern and, you know, some of the steps that I did there. So I think that it came out well. You've seen me tool that pattern, so I didn't go into a whole lot of detail on that. And this is a tapered belt. I probably should have done a complete video on making a tapered belt, but I have a couple of more taper belts coming up that I need to do, so I'll give more detail on it. This one here had kind of an unusual way to fit the tip on the belt there. So I got that all fitted on there. And now I need to mount the hardware on. And this is used hardware. I don't know the history of how old it is, but the lady that asked me to make this belt brought it over to me, and you can see it's even got some bend to it. I thought about trying to straighten that out, but you know what? That's kind of part of the history of it. You can even see on these two keepers that they're both, you know, pushed out of shape, and I'm not about to try to straighten that out. My luck, I'd crack one of these corners here. I'm not saying I'm unlucky, but I would just hate to end up creating more work there to straighten that out. But I do think that when I put that on there, I need to put it on so that it's pointed down, and that would be this way, right? Yep, it goes around the body. So I might as well slide those on here now. I may have to move them around a little bit, but I don't want to forget now that I have that set that direction. So this is the turn back area here, as we've decided where it's going to be. It's there. I did a little bit longer here, about a 1/4 inch longer on this turn back to make sure I had plenty of room to mount these keepers on here. I'll go in there like that. So with that said, let me go ahead and grab my wing dividers here. Find the center. And let's take a look. This is a pretty small tongue here on this buckle. Let me see what size I need to use. See if a 1 inch is going to do it. I'm going to try this 1 inch. When there's such a narrow leather strap here, I hate taking a huge bag punch hole out of the center of this. So that's a BHT 1 inch punch. And the other thing I like about it, as opposed to 1.25 inches, is the you know, how wide that bag punch is. So I think we'll try this and see how it works. And it looks like it'll probably be okay. Try to eliminate how much leather I'm taking out of here. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. The next thing I need to do is to create my holes for my Chicago screws. One there. One here. Help me remember, I don't want to get those reversed. That's the direction I want those to go. It's going to be tight because I'm going to put a Chicago screw between these two as well. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got 2 inches, an inch. So it's 2 inches between, so it'll be an inch between Chicago screws. This keeper is a 1/2 inch wide. So it'll be tight, but it will fit in there. Create this hole. Okay. It goes around like this. There you go, throw it around. I think we're looking pretty good. Let me double check. I think this is my mark here for this belt. So that is indeed the mark for the belt. And I need to create my 5 spots. And that tongue is just a little smaller. So I'm going to try a smaller hole here and see how that looks. Oh yeah, that'll work fine. Let's see how it looks. Center hole. I think that looks pretty good. Tell me what you think. I think that looks pretty good. What have I forgot to do? me put these away while I think on it. Did you think of it? I bet you did. Early on, I forgot to do this several times. There we go. So I think the belt came out really beautiful. I bet she will enjoy wearing this belt. The lady that brought me this had met me at the car show where I had the booth set up, and so I've got yet another belt here from that interaction, and I think it's beautiful. She brought this over. This was the belt that was on it here, made in China, and bonded leather composed of 75% leather fibers and 25% non-leather fibers, whatever all that means. It's got a brand name on it here, Liz, and it starts with C. Anyway, someone had fitted this hardware on there, and she wanted something that was, more remarkable. I think we've achieved that. So the Tunnel to Tower hat. I'll put a couple photos in here. I shipped my first belt of that. Let me show you a couple photos of that belt. Well, there you go. What do you think? I think that's a beautiful belt. That's the Western. It's a different color combination than I've ever done. It's a one-of-a-kind belt, and that's for Mark. He reached out to me for that, and he's a leather artisan as well. He sent me a picture of a journal cover that he had created. It was just really some beautiful work. I'll put a quick clip in there. I'm not sure. Hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing his work, but I think it really came out nice. Well, that worked out nice. So just as a recap, it was for Tunnels to Towers. My brother is hiking the Appalachian Trail. I'll put a link in my description if you haven't been over to his channel and seen it. He's documenting that Appalachian Trail hike. If you're not familiar, there's 2,200 miles from Georgia to Maine. And as I speak, he's beyond 500 miles. He's narrowing in on his first 25% of that trail, right? Yeah. Yep, coming up on it here pretty quick. So anyway, I think I've said enough. I think it's a beautiful belt. Hopefully you enjoyed the little clips on how I created it. I'll do another one of these. I've got a couple more that I need to make that have a taper on it, because I know sometimes that's a stumbling block for some people. Enough said. Appreciate you taking time to be with the shop today. Please like, share, and subscribe. But more importantly, I hope you have a great day.